They call him fingers, but I never see him fing. Oh, there they go.
And welcome to our most notorious and famous finger yet, Alec Baldwin's finger. First time on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm terrible at intros, by the way.
It's okay. I won't embiggen you or anything. It's fine. I'm not like other people. Don't tell you in advance that they're going to do this thing to you, and all of a sudden it's your whole face on there. Yeah, it's a little awkward for the first dozen times, a few dozen. But oh, Nerd Wars. Oh, sorry. I forget. I have a person doing things for me. It's magical. Old habits. Anyway, Nerd Wars gifted 5 memberships. I don't have a clip for Nerd Wars yet. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Of course I do. Oh my gosh. Everything's on mixed up.
Naughty, naughty, naughty.
So he said something about sending something to his secretary, and I'm like, let me know if you need a secretary. I'm not even kidding, Nerd Wars. Hit me up. I sent my LinkedIn. But Alec Baldwin's finger. How long have you been around the sphere? Were you operating under a different name before, and then the whole trial stuff happened? It was just too funny.
Pretty much, yeah. I went under the name Captain Apathy before, and I was just a lurker.
Oh, okay. And then, what gave you the confidence to just go for it?
Well, so I started chatting a little bit more and more, and people started grabbing onto the name Alec Baldwin's finger for a minute, and every time someone would pull it up on the screen, everybody would laugh their asses off, and it just kind of stuck. I don't think I can ever get rid of that now. So,
Were you a fan of like the Law Tube and trial coverage, and did you watch that one, or was it just a funny meme?
I did watch it. Yeah, I named myself when we were all at a machine gun event, and everybody was arguing over whose fault it really was. And when you're sitting around a campfire with a whole bunch of range safety officers that are drunk, it boils down into something stupid, which we decided it was his finger and not anyone else's fault. So
Solid. And you are obviously a gun guy. I don't know if everybody knows that, but I think people know more about you than they know about me. But I'm fairly new into getting into firearms and stuff. I started this past February taking a handgun class, and then since then just kind of building the collection. However, I do live in California, so I'm not going to like brag about anything that I have because it's stupid.
yeah, I have a couple of friends from California, and they're always like telling me how cool something is, and I'm like, well, what is that weird stock on it for?
Yeah.
And they're like, California compliant.
The fin grip one, I hated it so much. So I went with the Juggernaut one. I think it's the Juggernaut, right? It's kind
I
of
have no idea.
Oh, you don't. Never mind. It's a limp dick handle. It really is. But there's a guy, Reno May. He's a California gun guy. I don't know if you've heard about him. He has
Sounds
informative
familiar.
stuff, and he has like workarounds, or he how to be compliant and all this and that, because California is ridiculous. Big Army has rated your stream tonight. Holy shit balls. Hey, everybody. On top of the Alec Baldwin's finger raiders. Finger raiders. That sounds funny for some reason. But thank you. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Have a seat.
I see everybody putting 1221 in the chat. I don't know if you know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
So I lost a bet with Hypnotic, and I'm not allowed to tell dad jokes on his stream until 1221.
Okay, I did see the bet. I didn't get the date. So until 1221, you're banned.
Mm-hmm.
No humor for you. Love the dad jokes. I think they're freaking hilarious.
I just don't think that Hypnotic understands them. And then, when you explain them, they say, well, it's not a good enough joke if you have to explain it. But I think that he just doesn't get them,
Shots fired. Shots fired. The finger did it again. Damn it. Nerdwar says Hypnotic hates fun. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. Where to start? We have so many things to talk about that most everybody's already talking about already, but I did have some questions for you about a couple things specific to your expertise. But yeah, so you've been around for a long time as a lurker. We've learned that tonight.
Hmm.
And the Baldwin thing happened. Who drew the profile picture? Was that you?
That is Mo Zamboni. He made that
Ah,
fairly recently, like in the last like 4 or 5 months, maybe longer actually. But started using that. People love that one.
so funny. And all the clips that you have all over this side of the internet they crack me up every freaking time. Never misses. 200% accuracy. And Jake Martin gifted 5 months to memberships. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, BioT super chat. There's a BioT for 2. Big and army raid clapping on your cheekies. I like saying cheekies. It's my dialect for California avocado land. But thank you. Thank you for bringing that to my attention as well. Professional ABF meme maker now. It's a whole business.
Mm-hmm.
And he works for you now, right?
No, that's just a joke. But I can get him to do whatever I want. So
I was still feeding
yeah.
into the joke. But that wasn't a good joke. I had to explain it. So, oh my goodness, we are all learning today. Like the stream, woo! Okay. Before, wait. Just to bring to everybody's attention, tonight you were at 800 and how many subs?
800, and I think I hit 40 something, 42 or something like that. 842.
And when did you start this channel?
I started it. Let's see here. A little after the Orlando meetup, which would have been, damn, I don't even remember. It was earlier this year though, probably around like May.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. ABF say a dad joke. Much love, homie. Thank you, Mikey.
You know, they just don't feel right to tell right now.
Womp womp. So sad.
Hypno just took the fire away.
Aww. So sad. Tragic. Oh my gosh. So you're at 840 something. We want to get you to at least 1,000 by the end of the year, which I think is doable. Do you have playlists by any chance on your channel so that we can, do the thing where we pull up multiple tabs and watch you on everything all the time?
Yeah, I've got the Off the Hip playlist.
Sweet. So yeah, everybody needs to do that. Be sluts for ABF for the next few weeks. We can do it.
I only need like 300 watch hours. I should have that in a few
weeks. It?
Yeah.
Oh, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You got
My problem
this.
is I don't put out videos. I only like live streaming.
I put one out every blue moon, like every other blue moon. It has to be something that I really like am irritated with, or like free speech being infringed upon, or somebody being banned that I like think is totally unjust, or somebody who just really gets under my skin. So it's been a long time since I put out consistent videos about things. It happens every now and then. I just feel like there's a lot of people that say things more articulate than I do about certain topics. I'm like, oh, okay, it's out there. It's already said.
Yeah.
I don't need to complain about it. There is actually an idea for a video that's been percolating for me though. Do you know Vlad? He's this Russian guy that dresses up like an e-thought girl. Oh my gosh, it is so freaking funny because he's jacked. He's super jacked, and he like pushes his muscles together so it looks like he's got big old titties. And he wears a wig and he like puts on this little voice. He's too good at it. It's like, I don't know. Leona's going down a dangerous path because I think Vlad is also getting into it just a little bit. But he's from Russia. He'll go to Croatia and, adjacent countries, whatever. And he'll dress up like in a little mini skirt and a top, and obviously broad shouldered dude. Like it's not, he's not that passable. But yeah, Leon's watched him. Of course, Leon's watched him. He's getting makeup tips, fashion tips. I was
gonna say that.
Video ideas for him to do this thing. But he'll go to these other countries and he'll be dressed like a girl, and he'll have like a half drank bottle of beer or something and act like he's kind of drunk and like just walk around. And oh no, hypnotic for 10. I'm gonna bring it up. Oh, Chisa Manelli. One more time. I know I am not part of the cool club of YouTube anymore since I was kicked out from the cool kids, but damn, you didn't have to ignore the bigot army like that. They are innocent. I didn't have my chat up. I am not a professional streamer like some people, and it's clunky as all get out a lot of the time. So it's not personal, but thank you for the 10. That was very kind. And Gooch with the 5 memberships. Oh,
I'm so popular. Everybody loves me so much.
I don't see it.
forever classic. ABF is our new leader. One of us. One of us.
I don't know about that. I just like people being happy.
I'm suing. Oh my god. No, I love the Bigot Army. I can't make it to all the streams. It's like every day and then 3 hours on Saturday, and it's like juggling all the other stuff. You were not kicked out months ago. Everyone still says you're the king. Hail the king. Hypno's gay. No, god damn, I need to pre-read things. I did not say that. Mike, you did that, said that for $2. Hypno is a certain, thing, and to say it. I said the thing on accident. Jesus Christ. But thank you for all 210 of you across platforms hanging out for this. We're gonna talk about I didn't ignore the raid. Thank you, Toxin. May have been delayed, but I did not ignore. Clapping the cheekies. I appreciate it. So yeah, there's been all kinds of stuff. So I usually have not breaking news because it's a weekly show. I do a recent news section, and it's like stuff over the past week that's happened. And it's like since especially the attempt on Trump's life, the first one, it's like every week it's just been craziness, right? And John H, you're doing great, Moxie. Keep doing what you do. Being retarded is what I know how to do. So I'm gonna keep on keeping on, and thank you. So let's see. Oh, before we get to the recent news, though, I usually pull a couple random questions to get to know the guests, see if there's anything you want to plug before we dive in, and then when we wrap up, we can plug again if you have anything. Okay.
Okay.
So, random question number 1: if you had to teach a class on one thing, what would you teach?
Probably firearms.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'd sign up. Hypno's king. I'll hail the king. And then, are you a summer, fall, spring, or winter type of person?
Well, I live in Phoenix, Arizona, so very much a winter person. The
Okay.
winters here are awesome.
Because it's pretty much summer the rest of the time.
Yeah, pretty much. You have to get past the 3-4 months of bad summer in Arizona, but the winters, like, you can spend more time outside in Arizona than anywhere else.
Does it? Maybe a stupid question, but there are places in Arizona where it snows. Does it snow where you are? Do you get actual winter, or is it just a cool?
Well, the nice thing about where I'm at is I can be at the beach in like 3.5 hours in Mexico, or I can drive an hour and a half north and be in pine trees where it actually snows.
Like Scottsdale area?
Scottsdale.
My parents were looking at that place to retire. Joshua Clark, the Gaming Mason for $1.99, just to serve. Daniel Penny acquitted. Heck yeah, we're going to talk about that and a lot of the nonsense surrounding the outcome. One more dad joke. You know what? We'll let ABF get comfortable. He's been streaming all day. Is this the last stop on your trip tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, good grief. When did you start today?
Today? Started with Badger Stream.
No rest for the wicked. Okay, so let's run the recent news bumper and let's get into it. So yes, my friend with the super chat called it. We were going to talk about Daniel Penny found not guilty in the subway chokehold trial. Hold please. I'm going to put my spectacles on because I'm going to be reading. So bear with me just a second here. Professional streamers. I never claimed to be. Also, I'm blind as a bat. So Jordan Neely's father snaps on Penny's supporter in courtroom. So for those of you, everyone knows, it was about a year ago, right? And Daniel Penny was on a subway and this gentleman came in, I'm using that phrase loosely. And he was threatening people. He asked for food first, and then he was being aggressive, saying he was going to unalive people on the train. And it got a little intense. So Mr. Penny here got him in a chokehold, and other people were helping him. People of color, lots of different people were helping him because they were scared of this man. All of the last year, up until maybe a couple weeks ago, we had all heard that he got him in chokehold and that's what killed him, right? But then we learned, I only learned recently that he was still alive when the medics got there. What do you know about that part?
Yeah, I don't know if I knew about him. I just knew that he died. I didn't look too far into it. I was more interested in the fallout surrounding it because there's a lot of similarities with this and the George Floyd incident,
Right,
if you
because
want to call it
this,
that.
well, on top of that, this guy had schizophrenia, so one up on that one. Barged on the train shouting death threats while high on a type of synthetic marijuana known as K2, which I'm not familiar with. So the jury couldn't come to an agreement on the greater charge, the heavier charge. So then the judge gave them the option of, okay, so when you hear manslaughter, do you think it sounds better or lighter or worse than negligent homicide?
The negligent
Just
homicide. I think it sounds better. Even though
manslaughter does?
manslaughter, most people don't know what that means, and it sounds terrible.
Right, that's what I was thinking. So like
Yeah.
your everyday person might have thought manslaughter sounded worse or better, rather. Strike that, reverse it. Might have sounded better, but it was actually the greater charge, the heavier charge. So
Gotcha.
they
Yeah.
couldn't come to a consensus on that charge. So the judge gave them, the lesser charge of negligent homicide. And homicide, just for the record, does not mean murder. It just means death at the hands of another. So like on the coroner's report, you have accidental homicide or inconclusive or natural. Yeah, manslaughter means accidental death. But there's more to it than just that, because K2 is California poppy. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say he was hopped up on all kinds of drugs, and again, similar to Saint Floyd, his body probably couldn't handle any sort of shock.
Mm-hmm. It drove me crazy this entire time that they've been posting 15-year-old pictures of this dude when he was a Michael Jackson impersonator in the subway.
They always have to
Barge on
find the most sympathetic looking picture.
Right. So he had a lengthy criminal record, an active arrest warrant, history of psychosis, and was high on K2. Just 3 days earlier, oh my gosh, somebody had been stabbed with an ice pick on J train. So the people that ride the train, they're aware of the danger, right? The person that, quote unquote crackhead, which is what he referred to him as at the time, may not be totally accurate, but it is kind of just like a slang representation of somebody who's strung out, who's acting frantic and unhinged. What do you think about that part?
I mean, yeah,
I'm not from the city. I've never been on a subway, so
you have to know that if you're going to be using the subway, once or every single day, that you're going to run into something crazy, someone or something that's out of control.
Yeah. So let's see. So this was just a little brief news clip from Fox.
The jury has reached a unanimous verdict in the case of Daniel Penny. He's been found not guilty on the charge of criminally negligent homicide. Now, remember what was at stake here. The jury could not agree on manslaughter. They failed to agree twice. The judge gave them another bite at the apple on this lesser charge, negligent. They now say not guilty.
And I can't help but think that they stretched this thing out for as long as possible because they knew that it was going to have some sort of BLM fallout or even affect the election in a certain way.
Sure. They failed. That's her opinion. So if you ever look at your For You page and not just your following, it's filled with a whole bunch of nonsense. But I frequently go to look for things to talk about. And Nikki the God posted, the comments on this post serve as a prime example of how hated we are. Say his name, the whole George Floyd revival, right? 15-year-old picture.
At the subway, too. That's probably why they chose that one as well.
To associate the imagery with him being this innocent, just trying to get by.
Like, make it seem like he was murdered in his own, domain type of thing.
You even have representatives. This one, Summerlee. The acquittal of Daniel Penny in the murder of Jordan Neely is a painful reminder of a long-standing reality. Vigilante violence against Black people often goes unchecked. Oh my gosh. It's Delulu. I mean, everybody's suffering. Well, certain people are suffering. Jordan deserves compassion, not violence. We stand with his loved ones in demanding accountability.
I mean, Penny was just trying to restrain the person from being crazy.
Right. Yeah. And there were two other guys that were helping him hold him down because he was that much of a force, right? So he did what he had to do. Let's see. He had 42 prior arrests, including assault, threatened to hurt people on the subway, and was a drug addict, which you wouldn't see if you just looked at Mayor Adams has had a change of heart in the way he talks about this case and Trump and all the policies that he's been promoting for. It is insanity.
It's reached critical mass.
Yeah. Lou Perez, have you heard of him?
It sounds familiar, but no.
He's a comedian. He does a lot of parody stuff. But he said, when it comes to Jordan Neely, conservatives never ask what the 7-year-old Neely attempted to kidnap did to deserve being kidnapped, or what the 64-year-old man Neely punched in the face did. Conservatives aren't ready to view the social media history of the 67-year-old woman whose nose and orbital bone Neely broke. Conservatives aren't ready to admit that Jordan Neely was the one defending our great city all along. It's like that's logic. Made me giggle. But it took a little longer than I thought. But protests have started. Amazing. I mean, never saw that coming, right? So in New York, there's hundreds of protesters and other activists taking to the streets in anger and frustration, coming off the heels of the press event that after the verdict was announced, right? The BLM activist leaders, they were saying vigilante justice and, we're sick of it. One of the guys did say, do something kind for someone else. But the vibe that the larger dude had sounded a little aggressive, and it seemed more like a call to violence than just a call to action for peacefully, changing the mindset of people. But yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I think I saw this video earlier.
What's his name? Jordan Neely! Jordan Neely! What's his name? Jordan Neely!
How long do you think it'll take before it gets fiery but mostly peaceful?
Let's see. It's a Monday right now, and
there are a lot of white people.
Yeah, it usually depends on if it's a weekend or not. If it was a weekend, I think you might see some fires start. But since it's a weekday, probably nothing.
Oh, the pallets get dropped off. The pallets of bricks and all that get dropped off on a Friday.
Yeah.
Right? Friday morning.
What they should do is they should burn down an AutoZone or O'Reilly's. That usually solves all the problems.
Some people looking for free TVs just in time for the holidays. Oh my gosh. I poured this tea about an hour ago, but I forgot how well insulated this cup is. So I go to take a swig and I'm like, holy moly, burn my mouth. But he's enjoying the win, obviously. What a nightmare, though. I mean, you're just trying to help people and prevent some crazy person because he was obviously crazy. Yeah. You were just trying to help keep people safe, and you've had to go through all this.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think if the election didn't turn out the way it did, do you think it may have affected the outcome?
I don't know. That's a tricky question because I can go either way on it, really.
Toxin, $2. These protesters aren't native New Yorkers. They don't look it, do they? Thank you for the 2, by the way.
I mean, that's kind of a known fact that all of a sudden rented vans start bringing people in from out of town. They're not from there, or you'll even see airplanes full of people wearing the same shirt all of a sudden, just flying down to whatever state. It's all artificial.
No, the time scales, when I say the election, okay, you said the election has nothing to do with the decision of a jury. Of course not. However, over recent weeks, we have seen just kind of like a social climate shift in what people are feeling more comfortable with saying, their opinions. If let's say the election outcome was different and it was still under, white man, black man, and in this far left of a city, I think maybe I'm wrong, but I think some people would like feel like they couldn't, or they had to convict him in the name of social justice for all these other reasons outside of the case itself. That's all I'm saying.
And
Does that make sense?
We saw that with the Chauvin case. People
Oh.
were actually trying to dox the jurors, and one of them even got like followed home or something like that. Remember that?
Yeah.
And
They were following the jury van because they were parked elsewhere and bussed in, and there was somebody following them. Wasn't that it too? Or was it a different time?
No, it was that time. Yeah.
Yeah, that was insane. So that's all I mean as far as like the election, because we have seen a lot of public figures and all that are more vocal these days than they were just, a couple months back. So,
we've seen a lot of people stand down because they realize that they're not quite the majority.
They tried to criminalize masculinity. Yep. They've been doing a lot of that over the last several years. Follow the money. He does deserve a new trial. But he was celebrating with his attorney.
Yeah.
He's feeling good. He's feeling good. He's feeling good.
What's up?
We're
Come together.
Is he drunk? Because he seems a little disoriented. Or is he just kind of overwhelmed, do you think? I mean, it could be any of those things.
I'd be doing shots like crazy after winning that case.
First time I watched him, I'm like, whoa, he's out of it. Yeah, Zax, he didn't even die from the choke. Yeah, they determined the first responders got there. He was still alive, still had a pulse. But I heard somewhere, and I can't, so don't quote me. I heard from somewhere that they didn't want to work on him for safety reasons.
Imagine what's going through his head at that party, though, or before or after, I should say. Of should I keep living here or should I start looking somewhere else?
Move.
Yeah, he'd be stupid to continue living there.
He's drunk. Yeah, they didn't want to run. Okay, they didn't want to run toxicology.
How's it going? How's it feel?
Feels great. He's finally got the justice he's deserved.
Did you think it was going to happen?
Sorry?
Like, I'm going to go over here.
No, we think that this should have happened probably on day one, but the point thing is it happened. So we can't control the timing of it, but we can certainly savor the outcome.
And why do you think it was not guilty?
That's good. That's that guy.
Well, he's not guilty on a few different reasons. Because his actions were justified. He was trying to help.
Absolutely. Peely didn't die from the choke, and neither did Floyd. He was a dead man walking with all the fentanyl in his system. Yep. Yeah. Oh, I mean, Fenty. You can't. The Fenty stuff. We don't say that word.
You actually do die from asphyxiation, but it's because those drugs are robbing the oxygen from your body.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you just want to be left alone. I hope so.
People on that train, and he did. And number two, he's not responsible for the death because the death was caused by a lot of other factors that we tried to present with a lot of clarity, such as the K2 abuse and the sickling crisis, and cardiac issues, not to mention the paranoid schizophrenia, which only added to that impact. So I'm just glad that the jury was able to truly evaluate that as a potential cause of death, and that Danny was justified in the actions that he took.
And there have been other instances of, like, you've seen articles that say, oh, well, this happened, but nobody stepped in to help.
Yeah, I want to say there was like an incident in like Pittsburgh where there was a woman getting, by some other dude on the train in front of people's eyes. And everyone pulled out their camera and just started recording it and didn't help. And all the people, I believe, got in trouble. I don't know if they actually had like serious charges against them or anything, but it's like, why do we have such mixed messaging to where in New York, they want to throw you in jail for pulling an angry, belligerent person off of a crowd, and then they put you in jail also for not doing anything. So what are we supposed to think?
You're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yep.
Good thing they don't have that whole Good Samaritan law like in Seinfeld.
Yeah, I think that's actually what it was. Wherever I want to say it was Pittsburgh or Philadelphia, something like that. And I think they have a law like that.
I think they're saying it's Philadelphia.
Philadelphia?
Rendez said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop the crazy straight to jail. Yeah. So, yay for Daniel Penny. He is a hero. I'd get the hell out of Dodge if I were him and start over.
I mean, if he was taking the subway himself, he probably didn't have a whole lot going on in New York, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never lived there. I don't want to live there. I like owning a car.
I've never been to New York. New York State, New York City, I have no interest. No, thank you. The way it's prosecuted was sus as hell. Yeah. As well. The guy who held down Neely's arms wasn't prosecuted at all. That's the other thing. Like in the Chauvin case, all of those officers were charged with something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But why didn't the other guys holding him down that were allowing him to do, perform the chokehold? Why didn't they have any charges against them?
Yeah.
Very, very bad.
Well,
Okay.
they should have had a resource officer close by.
Right. All right. Before the next big one, a little funny, just a funny. It's cute. It's been around for a while, but I liked it. It makes me laugh every time. So, kids are assholes.
They are. Tremendous.
Hold, please. Hold, please. There we go.
Have you ever told a lie?
My mom has.
Maybe a white lie. Okay.
Hasn't taught him.
Have you ever used any bad words like bar or humbug?
GG for fuck's sake!
Ooh, right.
Don't worry, Becky. We've all been there. It's okay. She said frog. Okay, she said frog. Do I dare ask you the last question, Becky? Oh, this one is multiple choice. Yes. We don't need any answers from the audience, okay?
I like how the mom was like, all right, you just be quiet this next time, okay?
Oh my gosh. The mom eyes, right? The glare and the jokes. Okay.
You could tell she wanted to say for fuck's sake after hearing that.
Yeah, in front of an auditorium full of kids. That would have been great. So there was a little, I'm Black and not American, but I'm very happy Daniel Penny is now free. FBI on George Floyd and any other POS criminals. Thank you. Appreciate you. So weird thing happened last week. There was a hit on a certain CEO of a certain insurance conglomerate. Is that what you would refer to it?
Yeah.
United Healthcare. Brian Thompson. He was fatally gunned down in Manhattan. This was the 4th. He was under DOJ investigation. Was he about to take a plea deal and reveal all about congressional favors that gained them their monopoly? Someone please check on Nancy Pelosi. Interesting. Interesting. Found more on that. What are the chances Nancy Pelosi purchased $250,000 of Palo Alto networks on the same day there was a cybersecurity breach at United Healthcare? Interesting. Then she makes big money when that is one of the companies tasked with investigating what happened. Then the person who would be able to expose her likely criminal activity was, unalived outside his hotel. What a coincidence! Right before the Trump DOJ would have a chance to investigate everything, and got a little graphic there. Saucy wussy. So there's lots of conspiracy theories going around. This sounds plausible, but this would be one of them. The other is that the guy that was arrested, and we'll take a look at that, is not the dude because of his eyebrows, amongst other things.
Is that the latest news?
Yeah. So, but first on this one.
Okay, I'm not exactly a conspiracy theorist kind of guy, but
we all have our breaking point, and then all of a sudden we become crazy conspiracist guy. Just saying. There's always something.
Really fucking leave this one alone. So there is a connection between Nancy Pelosi and Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare. So hear me out. On September 21, 2024, there was a cyber breach at United Healthcare. Over 100 million data users were affected, healthcare workers and individuals.
You're in tech. Did you know about that?
About
Data
them getting
breach.
hit. I was gonna say this hits a little close to home because we just dealt with a ransomware attack at my company. We did not want to pay for it, the actual ransom, and we had to rebuild all of our systems.
Wasn't that on Thanksgiving weekend or Thanksgiving Day?
It was Thanksgiving morning. I had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to a phone call saying the entire network is infected. And yeah, it sucks because you go into your computer and there's a bunch of files that are locked, and there's just a little, file that you can open that says send a Bitcoin to this address, and it equated to several $100,000.
Wow.
Yeah, but I worked a bunch
you
of
had-
overtime. Didn't cost our company nearly as much as $100,000 to recover from it. So
Now, is there any indication whether it's foreign or domestic hackers to do this?
with VPNs these days, you can't really tell because you can just appear to be anywhere.
Sure. Well, that blows.
Yeah.
Individuals. On that day, Nancy Pelosi purchased $4 million in a cybersecurity company called Palo Alto Networks. It is a specialist in cybersecurity. On the day of the announcement of the breach, she made that purchase. That company netted her $11.9 million. This was going to be up for investigation. Now, the person who was going to be investigated by the DOJ and was going to be potentially questioned about this cannot be questioned. Do with that as you will.
Oh, another conspiracy theory is that he could have set up an insurance policy and, set himself up to be taken out, which I think that's the least plausible.
That's an interesting one. I haven't heard that one yet. I like it though.
I think it was actually on Leon's stream today. I don't know. I've been watching so many different streams lately that days, streams, weeks, months, everything's a blur. So
Yeah,
I heard it somewhere.
The worst is when you're on stream with someone. You're like, oh yeah, I know you. I was on a stream with you, but I can't remember where.
Or you aren't actually on the stream. You're just watching people that you've streamed with regularly. And it's like, you have the memory like you were there. It's weird. And I've always said this about my first getting into streaming with people. My first time getting into that. And bigger YouTubers like, let's say, Legal Vices or some other Law 2 people at the time. It's like, the TV is talking to me. Like, the computer screen is talking to me. And it's like, it was just this weird, surreal thing to shift into the live streaming. It was interesting. But now it's like, did I watch that? Did I talk to them? Was this something backstage? Or was this? Yeah. So anyway, it's scrambled up here. Anyway. So they arrested the dude, a 26-year-old named Luigi Mangione, I think. Yeah, if you're 65 dressing as a 10-year-old, not going to carry much favor.
Those are some eyebrows.
They are intense. I mean, that's a part-time job right there.
Yeah. He's got some tweezers.
9 News at 4. Police in
Do we have audio? No, I don't have audio. Hold on.
I heard it.
Oh, good.
New York say they have arrested a, quote, strong person of interest in the brazen Manhattan killing of United.
Have you seen the gay posts about this picture in particular?
No.
Maybe not. It's Andy No. He's a journalist, openly out. And he's like, this is weird. And he posted other pictures that people were posting to Instagram, basically that this was a thirst trap kind of a thing. And they were remarking on him. Oh my God. One of them was saying something about their throat being... Never mind. I can't get it right. I'm not going to botch it up. Use your imagination. It had to do. It was an assassination joke, but sexualized. Angry Badger, Angry Badger, what are you doing? Mushroom.
Where is that from?
Thank you so much. It's like ancient internet days. Memory. Thank you so much, Badger. I was thinking he looked like a Franco.
Did you ever watch the documentary on Netflix called Don't Fuck with Cats?
I didn't actually watch it. I was worried that they were going to show like things that would make me angry. So
They do, but it's only for like half a second. I thought the same myself because I don't like seeing that. But so they were hunting down this person, and it like, man, I almost don't want to give it away if you haven't seen it. But it involved a serial killer that was like good looking, this Luca character or whatever, and it was like kind of internet phenomena, people tracking him down and whatnot. It was pretty crazy.
Oh, like the internet sleuths.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, like basically chat forums getting together after work and like performing as detectives, like as if they work for the police to track down people through like digital footprints and stuff.
Get the red yarn out and like.
Yeah.
Hate to watch that.
That's what this guy reminds me of, is that Luca guy.
Interesting. Okay, I'll add it to the watch list. I have so many things I have to watch, especially this week. Oh, Nerd Wars. I didn't forget Christmas Vacation. We have to watch that still. And I have 2 other movies I have to watch. So much homework. It is a good one.
United Healthcare CEO. Investigators say this man here, 26-year-old Luigi Mangione, was taken into custody after police got a tip.
He was arrested at this McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Investigators say an employee recognized him and called police. Thank you for joining us on WUSA 9 and streaming on WUSA 9 Plus on this Monday. I'm Leslie Foster.
And I'm Lorenzo Hall. So we're told Mangione has ties to our...
Have you seen The Imposter movie? It has the Franco in it.
I don't know if I've seen it or not. I can't remember it.
Hi,
Mark. Oh, hi, Mark.
I don't know what it is with StreamYard. The first time you play an audio clip, it leaves off the first part, and then it's like, it's kind of like having to explain the joke. If you have to play it again, it loses its steam. It's disappointing. Die Hard. I just saw a clip today. I think Yellow Flash posted it. It was Bruce Willis, obviously, a while back. And he was saying that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It's a motherfucking Bruce Willis movie.
I think it's a Christmas movie.
I think it's a Christmas movie.
I think Jeremy's wrong.
I think Bruce Willis is wrong. No, Bruce Willis was the one saying it wasn't.
He does. I mean, those actors are told not to play the game or read the script. You know, they're like, don't look into the source material. We want you to be dumb as hell.
Die Hard was fun. I saw it for the first. I'm 40 years old, and I saw it for the first time like 4 months ago. A little behind the times. Yeah. See, brain damaged. Can't be.
What did you think of it?
It was a fun 90s action film.
Yeah,
I miss 90s films.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Our area. He was born and raised north of Baltimore. Tom Hansen has the latest on the investigation from New York.
Authorities in Pennsylvania are questioning a person of interest in connection to the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
He matches the description of the identification we've been looking for.
The man, identified as 26-year-old Luigi Mangione, was arrested at a...
I'm old enough. I might just have a heart attack. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
He's got several bad takes. We're trying to fix him. Don't worry. We're trying to culture him up with movie nights.
Doing your part. Appreciate it.
An Altoona McDonald's Monday morning on firearms charges after an employee called in a tip. Officials say Mangione was carrying a ghost gun and a silencer.
Also recovered was a fraudulent New Jersey ID, matching the ID.
I don't know if that looks like him from that angle, but angles. Extended edition Nerd Wars. Only edition. Do you think it looks like him?
Looks like Nerd Wars.
No,
Is that
no,
what he said?
no. Nerd Wars had said that his favorite Christmas movie is Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I said extended edition, the only edition.
Oh yeah, it's true. Only watched the extended.
But no, this screen, this shot of this dude doesn't necessarily look like the other guy, but it's
No, it doesn't.
the nose and the eyebrows you can usually go by, which is why people are if the eyebrows don't, I don't know, they tried to do a cute little OJ Simpson thing with it. You
At
must have
least-
quit.
At least the security cameras are better than 144p now.
There's been memes of this picture, and it's got like Hillary Clinton's face
Yeah.
on it. Naughty. They're freak out about homemade pew-pews again.
Our
100%.
suspect used to check into his New York City hostel before the shooting incident.
Officials have combed through thousands of hours of video since the targeted attack in front of a Midtown hotel last week, deploying drones, K9 units, and scuba divers in Central Park. Dive teams scoured a pond in the park looking for more evidence after finding a backpack they believe belonged to the shooter in the area, containing a jacket and Monopoly money. Police believe
Monopoly money.
Do
What's
they
that about?
do they mean actual Monopoly money? Was that going to be? Was he like supposed to be a serial killer, and that was going to be his mark that he was leaving behind, or something? Why would you have
I don't
Monopoly money
know.
with you? Weird.
It's weird.
It is.
the shooter headed to the Port Authority's bus station near the George Washington Bridge.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, I saw that too. He's got a backpack full of loonies and toonies. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Isaac. Like counterfeit money.
His calling card.
Yeah.
Oh no. 8,000 US dollars in foreign currency. Foreign being Monopoly.
I mean, you don't know who takes that. There's probably a country out there that accepts Monopoly money, right?
I heard Leon takes Monopoly money in the hotel room after hours.
I don't want to talk about it.
I've heard stories. I've seen things.
After ditching the bike he used to flee the scene of the crime.
This investigation is still active and ongoing.
Police say they've recovered a handwritten 3-page document from the person in custody, indicating he had some ill will towards corporate America. They're also scrubbing his social media accounts as the investigation continues. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
And you can expect more from.
So
very, very interesting.
someone earlier was telling me that it was a 3D printed gun, but it sounds like it might just be a ghost gun. Which,
Well, we
do you know what a
have-
ghost gun is exactly?
Describe it to me.
So a ghost gun, this is not regular knowledge. A ghost gun is a firearm you are allowed to build yourself, which means you don't have to serialize it and put it through the process of registering the gun through the system.
Right, like
and
with
you don't have
building
to
your own,
be-
like with building your own AR, you have to have a serialized lower. Or I am anyway.
Well, if you build your own receiver, you can actually not serialize it because you've made that gun from scratch. That is your constitutional right to build a gun. So, and that's where the 3D printer stuff comes in. But there's also the 80% lowers, which a lot of people don't realize exist, where you can buy a gun without a serial, but you have to finish the last 20% of it. So, meaning you have to, set up a jig and mill out the rest of the plastic inside of that Glock receiver or the aluminum in the AR-15 receiver. And you have to put all the, bits and parts in there yourself and drill the holes. But when you buy the 80% lower, it comes with the jig, and all you have to do is make it line up, and you just put the drill holes right through it, and it's really easy to finish it. So it's dumb that he used a ghost gun in this crime because I don't know.
Well,
You don't have to
Go
go out
ahead.
and buy a ghost gun. You can just buy a gun.
So PSR, hilarious guy. Not a single correct thing was stated. Shocking. Because ABC came out and said that the police believe the shooter used a B&T Station 6, known in Great Britain as a well-rod pistol. The gun doesn't have a silencer, but it does have a long barrel that enables the 9mm to fire a nearly silent shot. The gun requires manually cycling ammunition from the magazine.
What's the date on that one that you? Yeah.
That post?
Yeah,
That
because
was
I
December 5th at 3:18 p.m. my time.
On the 5th. Yeah, so I think that's old news. But yeah, I do agree that it might be this gun that was on that footage. And I'm almost thinking that he got captured with a different gun. And
Yeah, there was one in the suitcase thing that he had. Or let's see.
I think he just had multiple guns. And I mean, that kind of adds up too, because if it was a hit and you're not completely retarded, you're going to ditch that gun after you kill somebody with it. But yeah, so manually recycling the gun is kind of common when you're using subsonic ammunition too. But I think that that thing was actually designed specifically for it.
So you've seen newer posts that have more accurate information as far as like type of firearm and stuff.
Well, no, I think that we're just looking at two different guns. He used this one in the crime, I think, and then he was caught with a different one.
Gotcha.
So I don't think that they have to be the same.
Why wouldn't he have more than one?
Exactly. He's a criminal. So why is he paying attention to any sort of laws? He's going to have anything that he wants.
Thoughts on writing stuff on the bullets? Kind of sus. I didn't see about writing stuff on the bullets, but he did have a manifesto, which a lot of people, also conspiracy theory time.
Nerd Wars is right. There was reports of 3 of the shell casings with a word on each one of them. I can't remember what the words are, but it made it sound like it was a personal hit. Like he was wronged by the insurance company.
Yeah. And a lot of people on the internet are praising him and saying he's a hero. Taylor Lorenz, there's a clip of her on Piers Morgan where she's laughing about it. And he's like, what are you laughing about? She's like, well, I'm not laughing at that, but you know, she's awful. Anyway, but a lot of people are saying that he's a hero because they've had bad experiences with the healthcare system and that he did something amazing for everybody. Brought attention to it. It's like, nah, I don't think that was it.
Yeah, I don't think going around whacking people is the right answer. I think they should have thrown him in jail if he really did something egregious.
So he apparently had somewhat of a manifesto with him when he was taken into custody that railed against the health insurance industry. He was shot and Thompson was shot and killed early Wednesday outside of his hotel on his way to a meeting. And I heard something somewhere that said that he was due to be at a meeting at like 8. And they're just like, show must go on, meeting. It's like, okay, I get it, but kind of like exigent circumstances, postpone the meeting, delay. I don't know. It's just kind of, let's just step over that and we'll have our little PowerPoint presentation. I don't know. I just thought that was icky.
Yeah.
So
where was the manifesto found? I wonder. Was it in that backpack?
Let's see. He tracked the suspect to his hostel, where he stayed for several days prior to the shooting. Showed him mostly wearing a mask, but there were several instances where he was in a hooded jacket and his face was exposed. They released 2 images on Thursday morning, and a nationwide manhunt ensued. Mangione was reportedly identified by a McDonald's employee in Altoona, and he was taken into custody for questioning. The police commissioner said that in a press conference, the police recovered a weapon and suppressor similar to what was used in the shooting, multiple false IDs, clothing, including a mask consistent with those worn by our wanted individual, and a handwritten document that speaks to both his motivation and mindset.
Handwritten document that speaks to his mindset.
Why
What's that?
Why did it take so long for us to get the information on the shooter in Tennessee, or a lot of the other things? Like, this was wickedly fast, which is another reason why people are a little sus about it.
Yeah, that's exactly my thinking. Is like, why do we have all this information up front all of a sudden? It feels like it's just planted.
I mean, top it off with the manifesto and things written on the bullet case, like the cartridge casings. Like, come on, it's a little too perfect and too quick. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just get the tinfoil hat out. So he talks about how these parasites had it coming. He starts off basically saying, I don't want to cause any trauma, but it had to be done. He said he really goes let's see. Miller said that Mangione really goes into problems with the health industry, talking about the healthcare industry and the need for violence. Okay. Miller highlighted at the beginning of the document where Mangione wrote phrases like, it had to be done and these parasites had it coming. Okay. But what else was there to it? He was a 26-year-old engineer who grew up in Maryland, graduated from the University of Pennsylvania in 2020, and got a master's degree in engineering. It's weird.
It's funny
Is that
because in our machine gun groups, either you work in IT or you're an engineer. It's kind of weird.
Two choices.
So him being an engineer and building his own gun, that kind of adds up.
He was specific in saying he acted alone and self-funded his activities. Okay. Sure, Dan.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't want any fallout on his loved ones. I mean, do we know anything about his family? Like, was there someone in his life that got denied healthcare? Is that why this happened?
I haven't seen anything
Yeah.
yet. So there's also been rumors that Taylor Lorenz was his sister, which I don't believe, but it's the internet, and they've put pictures of him and a woman that looks like Taylor out there and said that he's her brother. I don't believe it.
Well, Taylor Lorenz is way too old for that to happen. So,
but she has disabled replies on her post after being called out for being friends with Luigi Mangione.
didn't she get fired recently too?
Again?
I thought she got fired. Like, I thought I heard something about her getting fired in the last couple days.
Oh, then it is again. I haven't seen it yet, but I believe it. She's awful.
I love how those pictures have masks
You
on
believe
too.
the sanctity of life, and I think that.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I find it hilarious when people have pictures like that up with masks on.
Embarrassing.
That's why I felt, along with so many other Americans, joy, unfortunately, because it
Joy?
feels like.
Serious?
I mean,
Joy
I
at a
guess I would
man's
say
execution?
maybe not joy, but certainly not no. Certainly.
She definitely means joy.
Yeah. When she got that reaction, she was like, "Oh, no, I didn't mean that."
Eat those words. Take them back. Definitely not joy.
Not empathy, because again,
We're
this is a
watching
man
the footage.
responsible for
How can this make you joyful? This guy's a
So,
husband,
Peter,
he's a
like
father,
billions,
and he's
like-
been
and
gunned
so
down
She doesn't know how to shut up either when other people are talking.
in the middle of Manhattan.
So are
Why
the
does that
tens
make
of
you
thousands
joyful?
of Americans that he murdered. So are the tens of thousands of Americans, innocent Americans, who died because greedy health insurance executives like this one push policies of denying care to the most vulnerable people. And the many millions of Americans that have watched people that I care about suffer and in some cases die because of lack of health
So
care.
should they all be killed
And
then? Should they all be killed, these healthcare executives? Would that make you even more joyful?
Would that make you even more joyful?
No,
Yeah, I mean,
that would
you
not.
can.
Why not?
I think you should want the system to be better, but you can't be going around telling people that that's okay.
Yeah. And it's not perfect, but I mean, as opposed to what they have up in our friends up in Canada, the socialized healthcare system, it's like it's available, but how long does it take to get seen?
Yeah,
well, it's going to take a long time. So here's a maid pod, let's do that instead.
Yeah, and even for basic stuff, I've heard that you have to get in line for a year, say, to get like your ACL fixed. Or you
Insane.
can pay money, but don't worry, it's totally reasonable. But I mean, that kind of throws the whole socialized healthcare out the window.
But because it's not perfect and because there are definitely things wrong within the system, let's just kill them. It's fine.
And
Why are you laughing?
I think because it wouldn't fix the
You seem to
system.
find the whole thing
system-
hilarious.
I find your question
A
funny.
bloke's been
Way to turn it around, right? Not very well, but she's attempting.
No, you.
No, you.
murdered in the street. I don't find it funny at all.
I don't find it funny that tens of thousands of Americans die every year and because they are denied life-saving health care from people.
That just sounds like the script, right? That they all use.
She's not answering the question. Just say that you're sad that someone died.
Yep. That's it. Doesn't he look like the pigeon lady in Home Alone?
100%.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, that's enough for her. She's garbage. Oh yeah. Oh, Adam Krigler had shared this. They're desperate to make this guy a hero, Luigi dude. In The Incredibles, Bob Parr nearly kills his boss in Insuricare, outraged over his disregard for human life. This is framed as the beginning of his return to herodom. They're really bad at the memes.
Yeah, they are. Whenever the left tries to make a meme, it turns into like a couple paragraphs.
Thank you, Seabrew. Certain kinds of positive you don't want to be, though, so careful out there. Wait for a hee-haw. Oh, gosh. We don't have to watch this next one. There was a video of the CEO, Brian Thompson, giving some speech at some place, and he was talking about the people that he was working with, and one of them being Nancy Pelosi, and it's kind of like, get the yarn out. We need a cork board. We need all the whiteboards. Throw the furniture out.
I don't know if I can buy into the whole Nancy Pelosi was like responsible or partially responsible behind it. Because I feel like she has enough pull to be able to just like get it taken care of the legal way. You know what I mean?
Sure. If the unibrow don't fit, you must acquit. And that's the one I was trying to think of. Shout out to everybody watching right now. 239 of you still hanging out. It's been a blockbuster party summer day for ABF. Do you remember those on Nickelodeon? The block party summers, where like, you'd get a whole night of I Love Lucy and a whole night of I Dream of Jeannie and Munsters. Block party summers were awesome. But all of you guys are awesome watching. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. Okay. Oh, already looked at that. Okay. And then there's this. Why even bother hiring a hitman when it's so easy to hide your face these days?
Yeah, I see this.
Nobody's gonna know who you are. They're weird.
That's supposed to be Destiny, right?
Is it?
I don't know. It kind of looks like Destiny, doesn't it?
Well, nobody wants to be that.
I know.
That's supposed to be Kanye?
They look
Or am I
like
just-
good enough.
Or did I
It's
do a
crazy.
racism? I don't know. I'm gonna
Oh.
keep my mouth shut.
Okay, well, I made an oopsie there. I didn't mean to make fun of that person.
Who did we make fun of?
Messi, isn't that a football player?
I don't know. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. But all right, we're gonna do a funny before we get into the next one. Because it made me laugh. And I didn't get to play it on Saturday. That was Kanye, but Moxie probably still did a racism. See, no. I don't know, Messi. I'm a grown up.
Germany, you don't
Yeah,
have
see?
a car hitting you because in Germany we have Zebrastreifen. Grizzly bears? No, it's a little crosswalk here. Yeah, I'll show you real quick. When you walk up to the crosswalk.
I just got it. Zebra streifen, like zebra stripes. Get out of here, Germany. You get out of here.
Yeah, you stay here in the cars, they wait, they follow the orders, you wave at them with your left hand, never use the right hand, yeah? And then the cars on this side also, they wait, yeah, it's perfect. You wave at them, nine, left hand, yeah, thank you.
Left
hand. And then you safely cross the street and keep marching.
Never
Have
with
you-
your right hand. 9.
Have you heard some of the like German word jokes?
Like how their words are pronounced in other languages, and then it's Krakenwagen.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
one?
Like
Oh my gosh, they crack me up so much. Ambulance.
All right. These are basically dad jokes. How do you say constipated in German?
How?
Far from pooping.
Is that real?
No.
Suck.
Oh, what's the other one? How do you say
Mine was
KY?
real.
How do you say KY jelly in German?
Oh.
Dar Wiederschlicken.
God damn it.
That's
You
in my
got
brain.
me.
I don't know why.
Boo. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I hope
my
Hypno
gosh.
was here to hear that one.
Oh my goodness. Can you chat with the chat for just a minute?
Yeah.
Cool. You're a professional YouTuber.
Sure.
This is your show. Be
Yeah,
right
let's
back.
go with that. Darviner Schleider is also accepted. Hypno is coping and seething right now. I actually brought it out. I posted a picture of this with the date on it. This is when I'm allowed to open the book again. 12/21. ABF is takeover. Yes. Thank you. Someone asked earlier if that is a Barrett. That is a M82A1. It is a real 50 cal that I used to have and I've digitized because I lost it in a boating accident. I've been cheating? What do you mean I've been cheating? No, this is a brand new book. I bought this as a joke. But also I was running out of jokes, so I needed some help. Because I've told Hypno a lot of jokes. What's the German word for PT? Rajikakov. Oh, I like that one. Boats are the real criminals, yes. Exhibit at your honor. Correct. I'm allowed to tell dad jokes, Seabrew. Just not on Hypno stream, okay?
Oh yeah. Give them all here. You know, girls aren't meant to do streaming as much as men are. Men are built like camels. You know? That's all I'm gonna say. ABF, is that your Hypno torture book?
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Furious Dan. Oh, you know he loves it.
Furious
He
Dan.
has to love it.
He used to just Hypno would shout out to get me over to his stream, and Furious Dan would like message me on Twitter, be like, "Hypno's calling for you."
Oh no, Nerd Wars.
What?
He said we store the pee in our ball.
Oh my god! I don't think that
Okay.
that's true, but we'll let Nerd Wars keep thinking that.
I don't know how you walk around with those things. Anywho, so Haktua, spit on that thing. She was in a little bit of hot water this week in recent news. So I didn't know she had launched a hot coin. I don't know how they do that. I don't know what it is. I don't know anything about it, but apparently she did.
So I used to be
Go ahead.
in this world quite a bit.
Mansplain it.
I missed out on the whole Bitcoin stuff when it first started, and then some dude, spent like 2,000 Bitcoin to order a pizza to his house, and years later he finds out that he could have bought Twitter with that amount of money. He paid for that pizza, So I hopped on when I found out, because I'm a computer hardware guy. I like that kind of stuff, and I discovered that you can put a bunch of video cards together and mine for coins. And it's more worth it to mine for these altcoins or alternative coins, if you will. And a lot of those are labeled shit coins, which are now just meme coins.
Okay.
So they exist on the same exchanges, and you can trade them back and forth and turn them into Bitcoin if you like. But a lot of them turn out to be scams. So this is not anything that's brand new to that side of crypto.
Okay. So apparently
Doge memed into
Doge?
reality. Dogecoin, the coin that Elon
Yeah.
Musk is always joking about, that is a meme coin that is actually like legitimate, I would say now, because it's
Actually
been
worth money.
it's been memed into existence.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So the internet's saying she rugged her fans for 50 million and went to bed like nothing happened. She's like 21 years old, became famous because she said Haktua spit on that thing. That's it. And then she got a podcast. Good Lord. So this is the video. I mean, it's funny. Everyone was saying it. Classy, of course. But
Nerd
she
Slap has put my face on hers in one of our intros.
Oh no. Oh, she's 22 years old from Belfast. And then she was like on concert circuits, like speaking at country shows or other shows and that. She gained massive popularity, was collaborating with celebrities, launched the Talk Tua podcast. I'm shocked that it became the 5th most popular podcast in the world. No kid from orbit, like
It like it's just it's one of those things. It's like the latest meme that everybody doesn't want to FOMO about,
yeah. She started earning up to $30,000 per night by accepting exclusive party invitations simply for making an appearance.
Oh my god.
But then she launched her own token, and that's the Hawk story, or where it began. A bold move that would soon turn into a major scandal. Her coin skyrocketed to a $500 million market cap. Let's make this a little smaller. Then it plummeted to 25 million. Simple math shows that those who bought at the peak saw 95% loss in a few minutes.
Damn. I've seen that happen.
Is she that stupid to pull something like this, though?
Here's what I think happened. She kept getting a bunch of offers to do things, and she turned a few of them down. We heard that, right? But then she started the Talk Tua thing, and that was like kind of successful. And she was like, "Oh man, maybe if I say yes to things, good things will keep happening to me." And they probably were. She was saying, "Yeah, I'll go to your party for 30 grand. I'll say Hawk Tua a few times. It'll be hilarious, and then I'll go home and have $30,000 to put in my bank account the next day." And then someone probably came to her and was like, "Hey, we could start a Hawk Tua coin, and we could make you filthy rich with it." And she was probably like, "Yeah, I've been saying yes to all this stuff, and it's turned out maybe I should say yes to this." I think that she was just dumb about it. Just like, yeah, do whatever.
She's 22. Her claim to fame is the meme. If she doesn't Hawk Tua, I don't want to talk to it was the best thing that came out of that stupid line.
And to be honest, she doesn't know how to set any of this stuff up to make the coin. She just said yes to someone else and became the spokesperson.
This one.
Son of a bitch. Thank you, Isaac. I will look forward to those clips later.
That compilation on your show tonight was so funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
And freaking tastic. So she said she insisted that the team hadn't sold a single token. She claimed only 10% of the supply was allocated to the team with a 12-month lock and 3-year vesting period. But as the price plummeted, it was obvious this was a lie. Even investors couldn't dump the token so aggressively. Here's what really happened. Bubble Maps revealed that 96% of the Hawk supply was in one cluster. 285 investors joined the presale and 89 wallets, including the team, sold their entire holdings immediately, triggering a sharp price drop. And yeah, we're seeing a whole bunch of posts that are showing their negative $200,000, $300,000 balances in their account.
Yeah. But at the same time,
shame on you.
This is the Taylor Lorenz scope of looking through things, but Did we feel bad about people that dropped $250,000 on the name of that coin? Not get me that time, Isaac.
Hey, where did it go? Did I miss it?
Oh no, I didn't want to say the thing again because he's
Oh,
just
you were going to
clipping
say
all
it
of
again. I
them.
thought I missed
Yeah.
a comment. I'm like,
No.
fool me 3 times. So, okay, so that's the story. And then she has been avoiding Twitter. She's been avoiding certain platforms, but she's on apparently on Instagram doing like little videos and shorts and stuff, just dancing around or whatever. It's like interesting. So, what do you think's going to happen with that?
So there's another piece of this too. They had one of those Twitter spaces going with the developer of that coin and and also her. And they're asking like all these
Oh, I
tough
see.
questions, and they just keep saying that the money's going to go to a charity, and then people kept asking, well, what does that mean? How, where does the charity spend the money on? They're like, well, it's for a charity. And they kept not answering any questions. And the Haley, she's just like all of a sudden towards the end of it, she's like, I'm tired. I'm just gonna go to bed now. Bye, guys. And then just like leaves the call, and everybody was like, what? I guess I guess she doesn't care. So I think that's how she's treating it. Like it's not her fault. Like I think that she doesn't. I don't even know if she has any real liability to it other than being the spokesperson and people just looking at you as a piece of shit.
That's wild. Maybe like a CEO for a certain healthcare company.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I was saying that, it's sort of a similar story as far as sympathy goes,
Mm. Speaking of sympathy and not having any, 99 Problems, Jay-Z, he's been lumped into the civil suit for an essay of a 13-year-old back in 2004.
Oof.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. But he's Jay-Z wants the case dismissed or Jane Doe's real name revealed. So they don't even know her name, even though she's an adult, because at the time of the crime, she was a minor. That was interesting, though. Less than 24 hours after Jay-Z was publicly named in a lawsuit accusing the 99 Problems rapper and the currently incarcerated Sean Diddy Combs of, that with a 13-year-old over 20 years ago, a flurry of filings Monday finds the musician entrepreneur born Sean Carter, I don't think I knew that, wanting the whole thing tossed in the legal dumpster, brought out into the light of day.
So
Defendant
why was
is
Jay-Z named in it?
So the story goes that Diddy's driver was taking him to some event, and she was looking for, to see a celebrity because there was an event going on in Hollywood. So she was like looking at the limos and like trying to get a peek at celebrities or whatever. The driver pulls over and says, "You're exactly what Diddy looks for," or Puffy, whatever he was going by at the time. "You're his type. Get in, loser." And then allegedly Diddy and Jay-Z did like either a tag team or just the same evening event.
Ooh.
With the 13-year-old.
Dang.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all. He was going by Pizzolet. I can't trust the chat right now. And I'm just drinking tea, by the way. I'm on a cleanse. I'm 10 days, just no processed anything, no alcohol, nothing. So this is just naturally retardation. Naturally retarded. I can't even talk. Gucci knees. Let's see. Less than 24 hours after Jay-Z was publicly named in a lawsuit. A flurry of filings. Yeah. Wanting the whole thing tossed in the legal dumpster or brought into light of day. We already read that. Is respectfully seeking either dismissal of the allegations or disclosure of the plaintiff's identity. Reads the memo with the motion. Let's see. Fair's fair. The horrific alleged attack on the then teen Jane Doe is said to have occurred on September 7, 2000 during one of Diddy's drug-fueled so-called freak-offs just after that year's MTV VMAs. So it was on the way to the VMA, like the driver saw her. The graphic October 20 filed lawsuit named Combs for the but merely mentioned a male celebrity A and still unnamed celebrity B who also participated. So there was a third one. Great. That allegedly celebrity A has now been named as Jay-Z. Mr. Carter deserves to know the identity of the person who is effectively accusing him in sensationalized, publicly hunting fashion of criminal conduct, demanding massive financial compensation and tarnishing a reputation earned over decades. The court has recognized the nearly identical claims brought by other plaintiffs represented by attorney Busby do not meet the criteria to proceed anonymously. Here, the balance of the equities afford all the more reason why this plaintiff should be proceeding under her true name if she wishes to proceed at all. I can think of why they would want to know who she is, but I can only think of like mostly bad reasons for them to know who she is. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, on one hand, build your case, all that, whatever, but also, I don't know. I get a vibe that there's like intimidation tactics, or we can, call somebody, find out who her family is, where she works, like.
I mean, it's such a high profile case that would absolutely happen.
Mm-hmm. At least they had the decency to make the threats mild. Yeah. Oh my goodness. The usual media reticent Jay-Z admitted he was the celebrity in the case and personally wrote of the amended civil complaint. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? Well, there wouldn't be a statute of limitations since she was 13, right?
I don't know how that works. I think there is a statute of limitations for stuff like that. But it's like
for graping a minor?
I think so. I want to say it's probably state dependent, but I remember and kind of a sore subject, but the Catholic Church kind of did that one time. They let the statute of limitations run out for some allegations.
Okay. Oh, there's 3 categories. Specifically, felony sex crimes in California come under one of 3 statutes of limitations. Sex crimes with a 10-year statute of limitations. Those against minor victims that are prosecutable until the victim's 40th birthday, and crimes for which the statute of limitations has been removed. So this is California. There's a lot of subcategories and specific definitions, and then if this then that kind of a thing, I think. So interesting. Yeah. But I was thinking if he said like make it a criminal complaint, I was like, okay, does that mean that he's thinking that the statute of limitations is worn off?
Yeah, maybe so.
Because that's a little bit of a sneaky snake saying it like that. Because on one hand, if you're just a average person, like, oh, he wants it to go to criminal court, that's a good thing. It's like, well, maybe he's just saying that to make it appear like he's making a good faith gesture by saying that. Anyway, so that's no fun. You know what is fun? It's really cute. Owners couldn't figure out why the cat wasn't sleeping in its bed, and then they saw this. It's so freaking cute. Yoink. I love it so much. The cat's like, I'm gonna accept my fate. It's so adorable. You're welcome. We need palate cleansers every now and then.
Yeah. There's a lot of feel-good videos out of that account. But that cat was like, let me go, human.
I know, and then it's just like, okay. I give in. I give up. Adorable. Did you see that Dodgers fan that blew up his hand back in October?
I don't know. I don't think so.
They were celebrating in the streets after a Dodger game. And I'm not going to show the video because it's really graphic.
Oh, this one. Yeah, I did see this.
Yeah, you've seen it, right? Okay. Just want to make sure.
I may have watched the ending of it like 17 times to figure out exactly what was blown off.
Right? Or what am I looking at here? Mm-hmm. That kind of thing. So I've never lit fireworks, never had anything to do with them. So with this particular kind, are they you'd light and just throw immediately? Because it looked like he was standing there with it, lighting it, and he held on to it. It seemed like just 2 seconds too long.
So I think he was playing with mortars. Someone correct me if I'm
Oh.
wrong on that. So what the mortar is they're very fun, but you light it and you put it in a tube, and the tube expends all the energy straight up, so it goes flying. But if you're holding that mortar, it just acts like a little bomb and will blow limbs off. So,
Like
but
this
they're
guy.
so much fun. Yeah, that looks like a mortar to me, like just a white phosphorus mortar.
God damn. Joshua Clark, the gaming Mason for $4.99. Thank you so much. That makes me miss my Roxy girl. Lost our floofy girl Kitty 3 weeks ago. I'm so sorry. I once upon a time I had 4 cats at one time, and then once they passed, I switched over to pugs. But I miss my kitties. Oops. Sorry. Forgot. I'm not the one clicking everything right anymore. Yeah, so his hand was pretty much obliterated.
It will not be the same. I bet you he lost like probably all but two fingers.
I have an update. He's received reconstructive surgery.
Really? No kidding. Arizona is gay, but there's professional. Oh man, that's a club hand.
Crazy, scary.
Got a mitt.
Holy.
I don't need the music. The music doesn't do anything. The questions in the comment though, that were like, is this just a temporary fix, or is he just gonna have a flesh mitt? Like, like, I mean,
Maybe he's a lefty and it was really important to have more material there, you know?
prophetic, apathetic.
Not gay. SSA.
Season 2. Yeah, so
This is really disturbing.
get
Is there a second
surgery.
part?
He's gonna
It's pretty good.
It's so good.
Patrick.
Comment section is just too much. Bruh.
The comments are usually the MVP.
Oh no. The fleshy Lego man. Ew.
That's really disturbing.
Oh, that's nasty. Okay. Okay. Let's skip.
Oh yeah, an oven mitt. Do you think that he can actually just pull the pan out of the oven when he's making a pizza? Like, do you think he has like the
Like
nerves?
the nerve ending's gone?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I bet he could just use it as a oven mitt.
Yeah, they'd have to come up with a whole new term for whatever that is, because so here's this other thing I wanted to show you. I don't know if it's legal. If it is, shut up and take my money. That's what everyone's saying about it. Have you seen this before?
Oh, I think I might have. This little turret, but it's a paintball turret, right?
Yes. Yes.
Home security meant grabbing a bat and hoping for the best. Well, those days are over. With Sublethal, you don't even have to get off the couch. Sublethal, the remote-controlled defense system that fires solid paintball bullets at intruders. Protect your home with a press of a button, because who needs to break a sweat when you can let technology do the talking? Sublethal, security at your fingertips. Remember?
I would still imagine some people would, if they got hit and they got, oh my eye, they would sue you.
Well, I mean, you know the joke of like breaking into someone's house and you cut yourself by slipping on something. Like, I think that's probably true in this case by getting shot by a paintball turret. There was during, I think it was 2020, there was a guy who posted a video on YouTube who got broken his Dodge Ram, and I think this was New York City. He got it broken into like on a weekly basis, and he was sick of it. So I have no idea where he got one, but he got a flashbang, like a professional, like law enforcement flashbang, and wired it to his center console. So when someone busted into his Ram and opened it up, it just went off in that little enclosed space. And he got it all on camera too. And the guy's just like stumbling out, totally retarded. I think he got in trouble for doing that. Because you're not allowed to booby trap your own shit.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The only people that would get hurt are people that are doing something, illegal. Violating my personal space, my, car, my house.
And you know,
So
I
how much trouble
remember.
would what's his name? McAllister be for the Home Alone? Oh, Home Alone.
Oh,
Yeah, Home
well,
Alone.
I mean, it depends on if that was a castle doctrine state or not. I mean,
New York?
yeah, he might serve some time because you're gonna have to prove that you were trying to retreat to the safest place of the house before getting killed.
Yeah, I totally hid before shooting them. Totally did everything I possibly could. Of
Mhm.
course. Oh my goodness.
Your Honor, I didn't
Mhm.
mean to hit him in the face with a paint can, but he was trying to kill me.
I'm 8. Somebody else must have done that. I'm just a little kid. Hey Grifty, how you doing? Long time no see. Okay, so try to keep this around 2 hours. You've been doing this all day. So I have 2 other categories. The next one's gonna be the uns, and I just have a few people to scar you, laugh at, whatever,
Okay.
all this, all that. So we're gonna do mental health is no joke, but some people definitely are. If you or someone you love are experiencing manic episodes, having sudden urges to shave your head and or dance around the house with butcher knives, or feel compelled to try on your sister's, mother's, or wife's clothing and subsequently experience a euphoria boner, we strongly encourage you to speak to a licensed professional. That's it. That's a disclaimer.
Grab the popcorn and get ready, folks. It's time for the unhinged, the unwell, and the unbalanced.
Welcome to the next segment. So, as the intro said, we talk about people that are unhinged, unwell, and unbalanced. It is Dylan Mulvaney's 1000 Day of Girlhood.
No way.
I can't believe it's been that long. I mean, they could be lying, but he could be lying. Who am I kidding? But there's a whole song. There's a whole thing. Go, I think, Industrial Strength. That was Josh Sider, who is a basket case, but apparently he was doing the whole like pretending to be trans for, fame, which he got. So he's still in there because he's.
Did you hear? It's day 1000. It's day 1000 of girlhood. Yeah!
These are the days. These are the days. These are the days.
Okay, so I think that's actually Dylan Mulvaney's song. Apparently, he writes music. We're not going to write the whole thing. I just had to, 1000 Days of Girlhood. Got to shout it out.
Well, do you remember
Go ahead.
the funniest thing about Dylan Mulvaney, really quick? Dylan went to Peru and was like, "It's so safe here. Everyone's very understanding, and it's great. Trans are very safe here." And then, actually, only like a few weeks later, Peru came out and said that trans people are a mental illness.
Based.
Like legally is a mental illness.
Can they be institutionalized, or what happens to them there if it's deemed? Is it just
I can only
we're not going to
assume-
validate your feelings, we're not going to feed into your delusions?
I think that
Or
they
do
were trying to establish a demographic so that they could do something about it.
Grifty with a toozy, thank you. Cool to see how much you've grown as a streamer. Well, thank you. Okay. All right, it's gone. You can come back out. It's okay. Dylan's not going to hurt you.
Not gay. SSA.
Bingo, bango, bongo. You got it. So, I first saw this post. Imagine your kid doing this as you're in a hospital bed. Okay. I was like, okay. The person that posted this obviously knows it's a familial connection. They're related. It's grandpa, dad. No, it's her boyfriend. She's doing a TikTok dance with him in the bed. Oh, the other part of the caption was, "Should I pull the plug?"
Wow.
Bruh. Yeah. So it grossed me out. So
It's like
I mean,
one of those
and
black
big
filling
and-
moments.
right? Yeah, all those men folk want young, cute things, but so she's 22 years old. Get out of here. I had an ad blocker, but I couldn't view anything on any site, so I was like, screw it, fine. She shared a disturbing video dancing to her much older boyfriend in a hospital bed while boasting about being added to his will. She dancing to the caption, "Guys, I got on the will. Should I pull the plug?" Another clip, Toronto-based, Canada. Let's get your people. Why is he still alive? He's in Canada.
They haven't given him the pamphlet yet. It's
okay.
coming. Yeah.
It's on its way. Let's see. Another clip posted is in the same hotel room, shows her kneeling over and kissing her elderly boyfriend's hand before jumping up and dancing to whoever that is, Odatari's song, Keep Up with lyrics, you. Now I won't be able to read. I'm going to speak Gujanese.
Naughty, naughty, naughty.
Ignore it.
To do that. I'm not gonna ignore it. Oh my gosh.
And you call that the tractor story?
I don't have an ABF clip guy. I'm looking. Thank you so much. You really didn't have to. Let's see. Keep up. I'm too fast. Push my foot up on that pedal. Then I'm gone. Okay, fine. I don't need the lyrics. But the dance only lasted a few seconds until she snarled and stopped recording. It's in the video on here. I thought.
He legit looks like he's paralyzed and he can't do anything about it, right? Ugh.
But there's also another one, and it might be in this video here. I forget where I've seen things. She was saying how much he gives her money or something, and she gives him all the sex he wants. I don't know. It was phrased very badly. Yeah, he looks like he's staring at her butt. Totally.
Yeah. The whole thing is weird as hell.
It's gross. How should I repay him for spending $20K on Cartier for me?
Oh my gosh.
This is a nasty grift. Anyway. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. It's one of those moments.
We need the meteor. Send it.
And okay, so this next one, I thought it had a filter on it.
What is this? That looks like the chick from Total Recall that's getting sucked out of the base.
Oh, you asked? I mean, I don't know what you're talking
Actually,
about.
that one's Arnold right there. Yeah, it does look like Arnold, actually. Yeah.
He's still alive as far as we know, Isaac. Better do a hop to a yeah, for sure. And then there's people in the comments saying it's a medical condition that makes your eyes protrude out of your head or whatever. Hyperthyroidism coupled with some other things. I don't know. I don't care. I thought it was a filter.
Seems like the medical condition is drugs.
Yeah, she's scary.
It's okay. I'm sorry.
He apologized.
It's my fault.
He apologized.
Yeah, I know.
And you know what? If that didn't upset me, but sorry. That told me to calm down. What I'd like you to do is
Those fucking eyes need to calm down.
Nothing is in your car. No, keep going.
I would say to calm down as well. It is, ma'am.
And the last stop in Delulu town, the Uns, Camp Brave Trails. Have you heard of this place?
Camp Brave Trails. That sounds like something gay if it has the word brave in it, possibly.
Gay and neurodivergent.
Camp Brave Trails. Of course, I'm in full Frankenfurter drags at 7 a.m.
I work at Camp Brave Trails. Of course I have ducks in my pockets.
Lesbians.
Thank you.
I work at Camp Brave Trails. Of course I feel safe to embrace my autism. I work at Camp Brave Trails. Of course I'm decked out in rainbow all the time.
We do the photos and videos at Brave Trails.
And I'm Doug, and I love Virginia. Real one.
I love that dude.
Pompous.
that just came in. Camp counselor does my special spot. Come holla.
I work at Camp Brave.
He saved it. He saved it.
How many Jeep Grand Cherokees do you think that he sold through TikTok videos?
Does he actually sell them, or is it just a
I have
shtick?
no idea. He's got to. He's always on a car lot doing that.
So I wish. Oh wow. Okay. To all 236 of you, you are in for a treat because we are going to take it down to romance on the internet with Craigslist misconnections.
Hello.
Thought I told you never to call me here.
You know, I'm sick of playing the field. I like to dance, disco.
I go to clubs, let the groove on.
Good sized woman, but not that way good. This way good.
Might not appear it, but semi-crazy.
A lot of times I'll just stay up, you know, late at night and watch you sleep.
I seek a person who is childlike.
I'm Chris Hansen, and I want to ask you some questions. Please have a seat.
Looks aren't that important anymore.
I decided that I'm lonely.
That last one's so sad.
I just want to stay up and watch you sleep.
Totally normal. Nothing to worry about. Have you ever taken a gander at these over the years, over the last 20 some odd years that it's been around?
No, the last time I used Craigslist, it was to buy guns, and I haven't. I kind of stopped doing that because, you know,
Sounds
it
a little
attracts a
shady.
certain kind of crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little shady. Last time I actually used it for anything, I was working for the company in Berkeley where they were trying to do everything super cheap. It was a startup company, and I'm like, we're looking for people on Craigslist, like. And you're wondering why there's high turnover and everyone's getting terminated left and right and doing drugs in the parking lot. Yeah. So, misconnections. Are you familiar?
Yes, I've seen this
Okay.
segment. It's pretty funny.
So, for those of you who are new here, and there are many of you that are here and not always here. So, for those of you who are new here, misconnections is a forum on Craigslist where people in, you know, a certain locale, they would post like basically a personal ad, or they saw somebody across the, you know, the subway, the crowded subway. We locked eyes. It was a moment for me. I hope you find this because I think you're my person. We're meant to be. All that kind of stuff, right? Some of them are really funny. Some of them are gross. There's lots of woodworkers, plumbers, people looking for handyman work, CD players, whole vernacular on this side of the internet. And the demographic is probably youngest, about my age, maybe as young as 35, but then you get into the senior territory, and seniors looking for seniors go wild on here. I thought we'd go in with ease into this a little bit. And if you wouldn't mind reading, this is in St. George. I have not visited Mormon country yet, and I was thinking this might be a little spicy in Mormon territory because, you know, a little anonymous, little naughty on the internet.
Well, St. George is like a very quickly growing place because it's super cheap to buy a house there, but there's like almost no opportunity. So, Bobby at Speedway, is that Speedway like the gas station?
I'm thinking gas station.
Okay.
Yeah, because fuel's in there. Yeah.
You will probably never see this post, but here goes. I'm sure you'll probably already know this or know who this is with. Wait, hold on. You will already know who this is with this. Okay. But we've spoken quite a bit every time I come in to get fuel. It was nice to see you. It was nice to, It was nice to see you today. You look so beautiful. You gave me a nice hug that I very much needed. I wanted to tell you how bad I wanted to smother you with kisses every time we see each other. Okay. But there's always so many people around while you're working. Man, Isaac is going to kill me on this. I want to kiss those beautiful lips of yours.
Flip it. Okay, that was fairly nice. It wasn't too creepy. I mean, depending on who he is, age bracket. clip.
He just needed to gas up the old Dodge, in
Yeah.
more than one way.
Yeah. And a lot of these used very cryptic language. So something that sounds innocuous, super nice, wholesome, because they're trying not to get flagged and then they get deleted, right? So they use coded language, and there's times where I'm like, wait a minute. That is the raunchiest thing I've ever seen in all my days. Like, it perverts the mind trying to read into these things and find the perversion in these innocent posts. But this one seems fine. Checks out. There was some mention of this somewhere today about feeders. Oh, the squirrel girl. Being that she's all thick and she's a
yeah, that was on my stream.
Yeah, let's see. There was a term from the last misconnections. Anyway, I'll think of it after the stream is over, I'm sure. But yeah, that she was like super duper, more than thick, overfloweth. And I'm like, because the left is like bigger, more, larger, all the things, right? I'm like, oh, these feeders. And then I saw this and I'm like, oh boy, this is going in. So a feeding curiosity out of Evanston. Where is old Evanston? Because I don't know.
Wyoming?
Oh, it's yeah.
Bay State.
Title says it all. I think we need to talk or text and hope you see this message and quiver. Haha. It's snowy out. Let's have some clean fun if you're up to it. Been trill. Been doing it. Been at it. Open here. Ask me anything if you're interested. I'm game.
So hold on. What do the emojis mean? Like he's outdoors and he's at peace and he wants to bone?
Let me see something else because I'm curious what the weather is like in Evanston. Let's see. Because if it's Evanston, Wyoming. Okay, it's cloudy. This is from 23 days ago, so I was thinking, okay, let's do this a little bit, shall we? It's snowy out.
I mean, that's a safe assumption this time of year in Wyoming.
Yeah, but it could also mean something else.
Okay.
What about it's
maybe
it's a choose your own adventure here. Been trill. I don't know what that means. Is any clue?
No idea.
Been doing it, been at it. And what are these emojis? Mountains, fingers, and food. So he wants to feed a bitch and keep feeding. He's that kind of sicky.
But he wants clean fun if you're up for it.
Yeah. Means no STDs usually when they say clean. Mm-hmm.
Right.
What else can we decipher?
But that doesn't mean clean from drugs. You're right.
It depends. Usually on the posts that I've seen, not that I have experience here by any means, but what I've been able to decipher is that it usually means drug and disease free, D&D free. Usually they also specify 420 okay. but yeah, this one was a little confusing for me, and I was like,
I mean,
feeding curiosity. Title says it all.
Maybe there's only one person out there that can decrypt it, and they're the one.
Does butt stuff count as clean? Darn worse. Oh my. Okay. We'll just stew on that one a bit. Okay.
Okay. This.
Do you want me to read this?
I'll take a crack at it.
Phrasing.
Curves, confidence, and chaos. Vagpen?
Badge for pen.
Badge for pen.
So apparently this is a woman posting this and she's looking for a dude.
Okay. Well, then maybe you should read it.
Okay. Restorative Thursday diva rocking curves that could stop traffic. Wondering if a Tyson-style face tattoo is the vibe this week. And living just a casual stroll from Liberty. And then phone number. Overachiever energy activated.
Wondering if
Call her up.
Tyson
Dial it
style-
up.
How long ago was this one? 18 days ago?
18 days ago.
I mean, maybe the Mike Tyson tattoo, or Mike Tyson was in the, news more from the fight.
Tyson style
And-
face tattoo is the vibe this week. And living just a casual stroll from Liberty. See what I mean? It's so mysterious.
And then the cryptic language there is what, the phone number?
Well, I don't know if this one, the Tyson style face tattoo vibe. Like, I don't understand that. And living just a casual stroll, I don't know. But she's an overachiever and she's looking for the D. Okay, this one isn't that gross as it is creepy.
Why are all of these like in Utah?
Because I was searching a radius.
That's
A
funny.
specific radius. Here, this one. Let's see. So I believe this is the Uber driver that wrote this. So you be the creeper. You go.
Not just any Uber driver, the number one Uber driver or Uber
Numero
ride.
uno.
Yeah. You know who you are when reading this title. Your friends are right, and you should be chased. You were acting like you wanted me to chase you, but I won't cross that line on a ride or when you're drunk. Now that the ride is over and the buzz is worn off, drop me a line. B.
That's creepy, right? Or is it romantic?
I mean, they're showing self-restraint in a way.
And maybe her friends are saying that, don't chase men, they should chase you. You shouldn't, maybe she had a bad relationship and she's trying to get with this guy and they're like, don't chase him, boys should chase you. I don't know. You are acting like you wanted me to chase you. It just sounds a little, I don't know. Sounds funny.
And now that the buzz is worn off, drop me a line.
There's a baseline, not a predator. I don't think it gets any better for Craigslist. Okay, you have to read the last one. And I'm sorry. And thank you.
Oh boy. '60s and '70s women had this. That's right, you may have guessed it. Girls from the '60s and '70s mostly all had a bush. I'm looking for that. I love that 1960s thick bush. I'm please, if this is you, reply back.
Thank you. Low rating cage.
The last line is so funny. I'm please, if this is you, reply back. Like they were
Liam.
like they were so excited that they couldn't word.
They forgot how to word. Into Italian women. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm done torturing you for this evening. Thank you for being such a good sport. And thank you for the gifties. That you're awesome. You're helping so many people do what they do, and I can't thank you enough. And everyone, I think, feels the same way. So you're appreciated, and we want to see you succeed as well. So get those tabs open, click that playlist, get on all of your alts, and let it roll. Because we need 300 hours, right?
Yep, 300 hours.
300. Oh boy. So what
I
do you
appreciate
have?
everybody.
Yeah, what do you have going on next?
Next, let's see here. So I'm on this show called The Late and Gay with the GCA. That's the channel name, the GCA. And after
Not
that,
gay, GCA.
yeah, so that's where all this started. If you want a tiny bit of background, made a bunch of friends in Orlando, and one of them convinced all of us to get on a stream together, and we since abandoned that person and started our own stream. And we have, I mean, some people just aren't meant to be friends, and we made great friends with everybody else, and we've just been having a great time trying to bring other people together. and it's just been a really great community. And yeah, so that inspired me to make my own stream because I wanted to talk about gaming and no one else did. And that's what led me to make the Off the Hip show, which Mo Zambodi came up with, and I was like, that's the name. And
You know it when you hear it. It's like,
I almost did From the Hip, but I think Off the Hip flows better. So
it's good. Sounds like you know what you're doing. Sounds
yeah,
like the real show.
We'll go with that. Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Professional streamer, professional YouTuber.
But yeah, you know, I'm still new at this. I'm just having fun. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I'm just gonna keep doing it because I'm gonna keep doing it until it stops being fun.
Yeah, that's the point if it's not fun.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much. And thanks for everybody watching 240 cross platforms. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm sure it's totally for this guy over here because he's the GOAT. And we'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you, mods. Thank you behind the scenes. All of the people here, I appreciate you so much. You're all the best. Hope you have a great night, and we'll catch you on the next one. You can smile and wave. Oh, I have to do it. Sorry.
I was like, is StreamYard taking forever?
Just thank you so much. Have a good